What's up, guys? Fan 101, and this is my Ring of Honor All-Star Extravaganza review. Yes, my first ever Ring of Honor pay-per-view, if you will, that I'm actually reviewing. Not the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view I've seen, but this is the first one that I am reviewing. And because I can't have the time. I didn't have the time with Global Wars or Death or Dishonor or stuff like that, sadly. But I think as far as the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view review goes for me, I think I hit a bullseye, especially with the main event, and I'll get to that. Okay, so the show started off with a nice, it actually started off with a nice promo package about all of most of the matches, but it started off with a nice opening match for the Ring of Honor TV title. Bobby Fish defending the TV title against Donovan Dijak, a big jacked up guy looking guy who is surprisingly athletic for a guy his size. He's kind of like the Ring of Honor version of Brian Cage, although not nearly as good as Brian Cage is. So it was a good match. It went about like 10, 11 minutes. It was a very good match. Bobby Fish won. I think he won with the knee bar, which is his finish. That seems to be a common finish nowadays. Noam Dar, Zack Sabre Jr. used it. TJ Perkins uses it. Bobby Fish. What is up with this knee bar that's so freaking popular? It must be a really hurtful move, or else nobody would use it. Maybe it's just now that I noticed. I don't know. But yeah, that happened. It was a pretty good match, I gotta say. Next, Fisher did retain the title, just in case you missed that. Yes. Next, it was a fatal four-way tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, which was defended later on in the night. We had the teams were the All Night Express, Bret Titus and Kenny King. We had War Machine, which is Hanson and Raymond Rowe. Hold on a second. Yeah. 4:30. Yeah. So Raymond Rowe and Keith Lee and God, who was the other? I know one of them was Keith Lee. For some reason I'm thinking Keith Davis. Keith Lee and Shane Taylor, that's who they are. The big black guys. I can't believe I'm saying that. The big black guys. That's exactly who they are. They're the big black version of the Authors of Pain. And the other team being Colt Cabana and Dalton Castle. And before I start with the match, I gotta say, Dalton Castle's boys, his boys, the Tate twins, they're like in some like Native American garb or something. I don't know what the hell that was all about. I love the Tate twins on Ring of Honor. They just crack me up. Yeah, so the winners of this match ended up being Colt Cabana and Dalton Castle. Surprisingly enough, I thought it was going to be a team like Lee and Lee and Taylor. I'm thinking Keith Davis for whatever reason. So like Lee and Taylor or All Night Express, a heel tag team, not a face tag team, but I guess the winners of the match would depend on who won the main event, because the Ring of Honor title was not main eventing the show. The tag team titles were, and for good damn reason. I'll get to that. This was a decent match. I'm looking at all the matches here. If I had to choose all the matches, this was probably the one that was least good. It was still decent. It only went like 8. It went like 8.5 minutes. It felt like it went longer, in a good way, not a bad way, because there was so much action. Problem is, it only had 8 minutes and like 50 seconds to really work. Things eventually broke down, which That's kind of what I like most about tag team matches when things break down. It's just nothing but balls to the wall action. I love that in tag team matches. Cabana and Dalton Castle won, so they are going to be the number one contenders, which means that unless they're doing some kind of respect match between the Machine Guns and Cabana and Castle, either Addiction is retaining or Young Bucks are walking out with the title. That was the process going through my mind. My prediction was that, the Addiction was going to retain, especially after that Christopher Daniels promo. Next, we had what it was a great match. We had probably the second best match of the night. It was actually a rematch from the New Japan CMLL Fantastica Mania shows. Well, that usually happens every January in New Japan. It was Dragon Lee versus Kamaitachi, who is the way the name is spelled. Don't let that fool you. It's pronounced Kamaitachi. I'm not gonna spell it, but this was a very, very good. This is a great match. I gotta say, this match was great. This was nothing but balls to the wall action. Good selling, good athleticism from both guys. At one point, I think it was Kamaitachi did this. He did, in order to, as a counter to several moves that Dragon Lee was going to do, he did two, not one, but two Canadian destroyers. How Dragon Lee is not dead, I have no idea. But those were some great moments. I think there was a reverse Rana in there, which was a lot of fun. I'm a fan of the Canadian destroyers and reverse Ranas because I think it's because they look devastating. But yeah, this was a great match. Kamaitachi won. I forget the move that he used to win. Keep in mind, this is my first time ever watching Dragon Lee. Kamaitachi didn't win. Dragon Lee won. Kamaitachi lost. And I don't even know Kamaitachi's finishing move. This is only the second time I've seen Kamaitachi wrestle, and the first time ever that I've seen Dragon Lee wrestle. So I'm still new to these guys. They're probably not going to be on. They're only going to be making part-time appearances in the Ring of Honor. So maybe it's not that much to go into. But still, this was a great match. Next we had a match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Page or Hangman Page. This was a decently good match, although this was definitely missing something. This match just did not. Part of it is because it only went like 9.5 minutes, but they did some good work in this match. My only problem is that it should have gone longer. 9 minutes is not long enough to do a match like Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Page, especially with the kind of talent that both O'Reilly and Page are. Just like a week and a half before, Kyle O'Reilly had a pretty damn good match with Juice Robinson, which went 13 minutes. Juice Robinson is CJ Parker. It was in New Japan. This was a good match. O'Reilly won with the I forget his finisher. What is it, the armbar? Yeah, it was the armbar. The cross break armbar. He won, but then Adam Page, after the match was over, he attacked him. He put a chair in between his arms. Keep in mind, Adam Page is a member of the Bullet Club, and therefore answers to Adam Cole, who doesn't want Kyle O'Reilly anywhere near the Ring of Honor title. Probably because Adam Cole is a bitch. That's the story here. Now, as far as now after the match, Page put Kyle O'Reilly's arm, which had previously been injured by Cole and the Young Bucks, he put his arm in the chair, and then he either smashed his arm against the ring. Yeah, he smashed his arm against the ring post as Bobby Fish was coming out for the save, and Page saw it, and he's like, he just did it anyway. And then as he was walking away, you heard him on the camera say, "I came here what I need to do." And they even said on commentary, look, Page, he lost the match, but maybe that didn't have to happen. As long as he hurt Kyle O'Reilly, he did his job. Now, before I go into the next match, before the next set, sorry, this was part of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team tournament. Never Openweight, but the Ring of Honor. Like basically Ring of Honor Trios Championship tournament, which I do think it's a big mistake that Ring of Honor is even doing that. Despite the fact they have a tournament set up, I just think it's a big mistake because some of the teams are makeshift. Like this one. That'll get to in a second. So Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser, who are Ring of Honor regulars, especially Silas Young, he cut a pretty good promo saying that he tried to find a third partner, but there was no partner on the level that Silas Young wanted. So he's a dick, obviously. He calls himself the last real man of pro wrestling. I'd like to see him say that to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar will chew you up and rip you in half, and then eat your bones. So there is that. It was a pretty good promo. He said some stuff after, I forget what it was, but he had a pretty good promo. Silas Young is a good promo and a good wrestler. The fact that the last time I saw Silas Young was in a freaking comedy match with Toru Yano, which is ridiculous. Speaking of Toru Yano, it was his match next. The championship tournament match was the first round match. It was Toru Yano and the Briscoe Brothers, who, by the way, won the first ever Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. Those were the first ever champions. They faced off against the makeshift team of ACH, Jay White, and KUSHIDA. Now, it was originally supposed to be Leo Rush, who, by the way, is a great wrestler, but he was busy doing European stuff, and he could not make it. So, apparently, from what they told in commentary, Alex Shelley brokered a deal to make KUSHIDA as the tag team member. Because keep in mind, Alex Shelley, for several years in New Japan, was a tag team partner with KUSHIDA as a member of the Time Splitters. You know, they were the junior tag team champions. Junior heavyweight tag team champions. They were a great team. They had a bunch of great matches, especially with the Young Bucks. And the run pretty much ended when Shelley and Sabin reunited to reform the Motor City Machine Guns. And, you know, like Leo Rush. This was the third best match of the card. I don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe I'm just tired, probably. So this was a pretty damn good, maybe even a great match. I'd have to. My only complaint is most of my complaints with Toru Yano is that all five of these guys can be serious wrestlers. Toru Yano is the only one who's just being a fucking douchebag for all the wrong reasons. It's not like when say like AJ Styles is a douchebag during a match. No, this is Toru Yano just being a dick and throwing a match down. He can't work serious. It's nothing but shenanigans with him. I just so stupid. Aside from that, this was a pretty damn good match. I was surprised that Team ACH basically won the match. Jay White did pretty damn good here. Kushida, awesome as always. ACH, great as always. The Briscoes did well. Yano, thankfully, was not in this match for that long. He was not wrestling in the ring for that long, so I think that's why I thought this was a better match than I may have sounded, because why am I yawning? Because, you know, there less is more from Yano. Still a great match, I gotta say. I'm almost running on fumes here. Next we had a match between Tetsuya and Naito, leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón. because Los Ingobernables is a Mexican stable. Naito was in Mexico for a little while, went to Japan, and formed the same stable over there, except called it in Japan. So he's got several wrestlers. He's got Evil, former Takaki Watanabe. He's got Bushi. He's got who else does he have? He has Sonata. He's got Seiya Sonata. So there's that. He's got a nice core heel staple. So anyways, apparently he was supposed to come to the aid of Jey Lethal, and because they were affiliated with each other in Japan, and in a tag team match, it was Adam Cole and Adam Page, I believe, against Lethal and Naito. Naito walked out on him, and Lethal has been holding it against him ever since. Naito, and that instigated the wrath of Jey Lethal, and they decided to have a match here. I thought this was a pretty good match. I can't say this was a great match. I was expecting a lot more, considering the talent involved. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I can't say it was a great match, though. There wasn't... Maybe they'll have then again, maybe it's to set up something. Because Jey Lethal won the match. It did start to really pick up at the end, which I had a lot of fun with. And Jey Lethal won with Lethal Injection. This was a very good match, probably. Not a great match, but a very good match. And I had a lot of fun watching it, admittedly. Some people might not. I look on 401 Mania reviews, and it's hard to impress those guys. In fact, they gave this rating for this match a pretty low rating, which I cannot agree with. Well, because of a couple of small minor things. Are you kidding me? This match was pretty good, but not great. The next match, also good, not great, and I expected more, was Adam Cole defending the Ring of Honor title against Michael Elgin. Anybody who thought Michael Elgin was winning the Ring of Honor title from Adam Cole, something was wrong with you. No way they're going to take the title off Adam Cole this soon. And they didn't. In fact, Adam Cole, with the exception of a referee distraction, Elgin pushed the referee out of the way. I think Cole, got the eyes. No, he got the bad knee, because Michael Elgin got his knee injured for kayfabe in the match. And then hit him with the last shot, I think. Not the last call, because that's James Storm's move. The last shot, I think. It's like a brain buster. And he won clean, which I was surprised, considering he's a member of Bullet Club. Which, if you're associated with the Young Bucks, they're going to cheat. So I thought it was a pretty good match, not a great match. What I really want to talk about is the main event, which was Ladder War 6 with The Addiction, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles against the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, and the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. This is yes, you heard right, the 6th ever Ladder War. You think this company would have held more ladder matches, but when they have a ladder match like this, they call it Ladder War, and they go all out. In fact, as one of the building up promo packages, which was a great video package, by the way, for the match, they hyped up the violence scene in the other Ladder War matches, which we saw footage from the Briscoes and Kevin Steen and El Generico, now Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, in WWE. We saw that match, which was the very first match they had. We saw the Wolves and Steen and Generico. We saw Adam Cole and Jay Briscoe, and we saw Kevin Steen and El Generico. So that's 3 Ladder War matches that has Steen and Generico in it. 2 of them as tag team partners, 1 of them as opponents against each other. This match was, and I actually noted to myself that the one match they did not show was the Briscoes versus the All Night Express. What is it? Why? What is it about that match that they couldn't show footage for? It was back in 2010, I believe, when that match took place. It was like it was at a Death Before Dishonor show. That I do know. But anyways, the match. Back to the match. Wow. Ring of Honor's best match all year. I mean, come on. This match was, I'll even give a rating for it right now. 4 3/4 stars. I agree with a lot of other people. This match was awesome. This match, it almost started out slow, but fast at the same time. I don't know that. Well, then again, I watched this match in the dead of night at midnight, and I had to rewatch it again. This match was freaking awesome. This match kicked ass. This match was awesome. Bar none. This match was great. One of my favorite spots in the match was when I think one of the Bucks were preparing for an indie taker, which basically an indie taker is when one of the Bucks has an opponent in the tombstone position, Undertaker's tombstone, and the other Buck usually springboards from the ring ropes and basically helps shove the opponent down. That's called an indie taker. They did an indie taker on the floor on the outside. There were some crazy spots in this match. Props to, and another thing I noted in this match, I have to admit, which was hilarious, was that the Bucks came out in their gear. Daniels and Kazarian came out in their gear. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin did not come out in their normal gear. They come out wearing sweats, a la The Rock in early 1999. They came out in like sweats, which is just hilarious. I found that freaking funny, honestly. Although if you're going to be in a ladder war match, you might as well wear freaking protection. And the man of this match, if I had to give anybody like the man points of this match, it'd be Christopher Daniels. Props to Christopher Daniels. He is still taking spots that guys half his age wouldn't have the balls to take. I mean, this guy is 46 years old, and he's still taking spots like a madman. He was put through a ladder. The ladder was bent, and he was put through that ladder. That was Daniels' body that bent that ladder. It's just, damn. This match was awesome. And it should be, because all three of these guys have experience in ladder matches. Daniels, many ladder matches, including ones with the Young Bucks. On a TNA One Night Only show, they faced the Young Bucks in a ladder match. Daniels and Kazarian did 3 years ago. And not so shockingly, it was a great match. Actually, the best match of that One Night Only pay-per-view. And Motor City Machine Guns also have experience in ladder matches against the Young Bucks. Back then they were called, in DNA they were called Generation Me, but I'm still going to call them the Young Bucks. It was in Final Resolution 2010. That was probably the match that really jump-started the career of the Young Bucks. They had great matches before that, but everyone, when it comes to like the Young Bucks matches, the first match that comes to their mind is the ladder match from Final Resolution. For good reason. That match was kick-ass. So these guys have experience in ladder matches with each other, mainly with the Young Bucks, and it's kind of shocking because the Young Bucks ended up winning the match. But there was a ton of crazy spots in this match. I can't go into too much detail. There's just too much stuff to talk about. There's too much of it. So I guess I recommend you watch the match for yourself, because this match is Ring of Honor match of the year so far. It's better than all the main roster matches WWE's had so far. Better than all the TNA matches. It is just below a few 5-star matches that New Japan has had. Better than all the Lucha Underground matches. Better than almost every match this year, except for the New Japan 5-star matches. And maybe Goto and Kenny Omega. So that's it, guys. That was a great show just for that main event. Just go ahead and watch it right now. Until next time, guys, I will review Bound for Glory. See you later, and peace.